Good morning and happy Saturday to you. I hope all is going well. Jesus loves you and so do I. This is a message of peace. And hopefully if we're in darkness, whether it be spiritually, mentally, physically, or it's something that we're allowing in our heart through our eyes, I pray that this message can help us all in some way. King David says something really powerful in Psalm 101:3, and he says, I will set no wicked thing before mine eyes. I hate the work of them that turn aside. It shall not cleave to me. I know personally for me, I can have a lot of control of how I feel by what I'm watching and putting into my spirit. For instance, when I scroll on TikTok, which I choose to not do often unless it's something or someone that I specifically go check out that is bringing positivity and goodness to my spirit. But for instance, if we're scrolling and TikTok is constantly putting negative things, evil things, not good things into our spirit, it can allow us to feel darkness. So for me, when I'm scrolling and looking at something that is unhealthy to my eyes, that's me being in control of what I'm allowing to be in my spirit. And it brings me to a story in a particular situation that happens in Acts. But first, I want to read Peter 1:3-11. And it says, let him turn away from evil and do what is good. Let him seek peace and pursue it. And that brings me to that story in Acts about Paul and Silas. Like, they were going to go pray. They were going to go do a good thing. They were not looking to do evil. They were looking to do what was good. They were looking to go pray. But evil was following them. A woman practicing fortune telling, divination. And Paul got so annoyed by it that he did the right thing and he casted out that evil spirit in her. Which follows that second part of that verse is he was trying to seek his peace. She was doing something unholy. And the rest of that verse says, because the eyes of the Lord are on the righteous and his ears are open to their prayer. But the face of the Lord is against those who do what is evil. They were beaten with rods, thrown into prison, and put in stocks on their feet. All the while their situation was looking as dark and miserable as possible, they still chose to do what we can choose to do in a particular situation that is causing us to feel darkness or to be in darkness. And that verse is Proverbs 4, starting at verse 23. And it reads, guard your heart above all else, for it is the source of life. Do not let your mouth speak dishonestly, and do not let your lips talk deviously. Let your eyes look forward, fix your gaze straight ahead. I want the type of peace that they have in their situation of darkness. They didn't turn to the left or turn to the right, looking at the darkness around them or even at the ground as their feet were in stocks. But instead, they really guarded their hearts, looked forward, and this is what they did. And we can find this in Acts 16, starting at verses 25-26. And it says this, about midnight, Paul and Silas were praying and singing hymns to God, and the prisoners were listening to them. Suddenly, there was such a violent earthquake that the foundation of the jails were shaken, and immediately all the doors were open and everyone's chains came to loose. I couldn't imagine being thrown into a prison like that for doing something good and being still able to have that amount of peace in my surroundings. But they knew God was with them. And even in our time of darkness in this world right now, we can too find that same peace. So if we want peace, we actually have to take it upon ourselves to pursue it. And that has a lot to do with not going into places or looking at things that cause us to have that feeling of darkness. As Matthew 6:22-24 reminds us that the eye is the lamp of the body. If your eye is healthy, your whole body will be full of light. But if your eye is bad, your whole body will be full of darkness. So if the light within you is darkness, how deep is that darkness? Although that verse is really focused on serving God and money, and focusing on possessions would be your eyes being bad. Focusing on money, your eyes would be being bad. But truly, anything that we focus on more than we focus on God will either put us in a dark place or a place of light. You have you focusing on the world things, or you have ourselves focusing on God. And what we choose to focus on will have our hearts feeling the way that they do. So what do we do, my brothers and sisters? Like Paul and Silas, they didn't look at the darkness they were in. They didn't pursue it. They truly trusted in God and followed what we can in Isaiah 26:3 that says, "You will keep the mind that is dependent on you in perfect peace, for it is trusting in you." So if things are feeling a little unpeaceful, more dark than light, I just want to encourage Bible verse Philippians 4 verse 8, which tells us what we can focus on that can change how we're feeling. And it says, "Finally, brothers and sisters, whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is honorable, whatever is just, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is commendable, if there is any moral excellence, and if there is anything praiseworthy, dwell on these things." God bless you all, and may peace be with you.